I half considered getting the, the third party. I can't remember who made it, but it looked pretty good. But this will do me for $9.99. This is completely good. I mean, it's Powerglide. Look, it's red. Like, it does look pretty good. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm going to look at the Transformers Legends class Combiner Wars Powerglide. Combiner Wars. I noticed the sticker, which I didn't on Bombshell. So I guess Bombshell doesn't, he's part of the Combiner Wars line. But he doesn't actually combine into anything, which makes those knee pegs a little bit, out of place even more. But Powerglide here definitely is part of the Combiner Wars. He turns into a weapon, looks like, on the back. 3 modes. I'll probably never use them as weapon mode, but we'll see how that goes. The plane, the bot mode, 10 steps. I think Bombshell said 8. So this may be a little bit more complicated, which is terrible for me. Looking at it, I got Powerglide because everybody knows I'm a G1 kind of guy. And so they bring any of these in, I'm automatically all over it. But I don't know, something about this. Maybe it's his shoulders, a little high, a little wide, or maybe it's his head that's a little small. But I'll get him out of the package, see how he is in hand. I can't really judge behind his little plastic prison, so here we go. Okay, and here he is out of the package. I do like him out of the package better. In hand, he's well articulated. He looks like Powerglide. Like I said, I think maybe it's the vintage toy, or somewhere I picked up that his head should be bigger, but that's just the way it is. He does look good. He looks kind of brawny, kind of bulky, but I think he will work as Powerglide on my shelf. I half considered getting the, the third party. I can't remember who made it, but it looked pretty good. But this will do me for $9.99. This is completely good. I mean, it's Powerglide. Look, it's red. Like, it does look pretty good. And I'll get into this in a minute. I've already transformed him once. His plane mode's kind of fiddly, but we'll get to that. I was afraid that these would continually flip down, when you try to move his arm, but there is a peg. So it pegs onto the body, it stays pretty secure, and it doesn't move unless you just, absolutely rip on it. Articulation-wise, he's got a swivel head, which is part of his transformation, so it works in his favor. His shoulders are on a ball, swing out all the way around. It does come off if you get too crazy with it, but it's easy enough to just pop back on. He's got a swivel elbow, which pretty much swivels all the way up. All the way down. Nothing below that. And he's got grip hands, no weapon. I kind of miss the weapons. As much as I didn't use them, it was a little extra value. Nothing in the waist, nothing in the torso. His hips are on a ball, so forward, back. His knees are on a ball, so you get some swivel. You get pretty good, past 90, you get pretty good bend. And his ankles, again, because of transformation, you can get forward, but no back. It kind of, forces itself back behind the leg right there, so you can't move it any further. But he can step forward. See, that's not bad. I don't want to play with balance right now. But for transformation into plane mode, before I do this, I usually transform them at least once, twice, see what the vehicle mode looks like. But just as I'm a G1 kind of guy, I prefer robot modes. I want the characters, not their disguises. For transformation, the instructions say to turn his head first, but I found it easier just to pop it out and go ahead and swing this up and then turn it. You can get a better grip, get more leverage, and then you can hide his face in there. It's kind of tight. I wish it hid a little more. I'll get into all the nitpicks I have with the vehicle mode. Bend the elbows up. There's a peg right here and a peg hole right here. It's a little bit tricky to get in there. You got to kind of sweet spot it, but it pops in there. Do the same right here. Swing his wings down, and then swing up. Now, it also says to pin the legs together and everything. I found it easier to swing the feet up before you pin them together. Pin them together, just like so. Swing out the tail fins. Straighten everything out. And you have his plane mode. Now, it looks good. I mean, it looks like Powerglide. But a couple things. I don't like how fiddly the tail fins are. This one's kind of loose. Well, they both are kind of loose. So you got to find, straight. And if you go messing, it's going to lose its spot. I wish the face went away better right here. There's still gap. In fact, I don't have it completely straight. So there's a little more gap than there should be. But yeah, it's still gapped right here. You can still kind of see his eye in there. And then most of all, there's these weapons right here. Well, I'm not going to say weapons. It looks like some kind of missile deployment system or bombs or something. But they're pointing inward towards themselves. I don't think it turns or anything. That's how it shows in the instructions. And his fists, despite having a plate over it, his fists are completely visible from the top of the plane, which is what you see most of the time. You're gonna, if you're gonna display it in vehicle mode, you're gonna display it, like this. There's his fists. Another thing, it's hard to get the plane mode straight. The legs don't pin in anywhere, so there's a lot of play there, and his legs like to come unpinned. Don't get me wrong, I do like this mode. I just nitpicky about it. Now, he does have landing gear right here, and it's a bit hard to get out without unpinning this part, swinging it out, and then putting it back into place. Now, when you place this, here's 2 peg holes, and there's 2 pins on the inside right there. Got to kind of line those up before it'll go snap down. Then this flap up here kind of locks onto the tail, and there goes the legs again. So all in all, I mean, and then when I put them down, oh, there's that damn tail fin. It looks okay. I mean, like I said, it looks like Powerglide, but it's so fiddly. Which, as disappointed as I am, disappointment, it's kind of a strong word. I'm not really disappointed. I just don't prefer this mode, I should say. But as much as I don't prefer the vehicle mode, I am completely good with the robot mode after, playing around with them. Away, go away. Bring the feet back down. And really, it comes down to it, this is a simple transformation. It's easier to turn his head when the cockpit is fully extended out. Swing this down, and this kind of pops into place. Swing his wings back up. Unpin his arms. Go. And there you go, there's Powerglide. He's even looks good from the back. I mean, well, that flips down. It's nice and clean. Not a lot of hollow spots. I guess he can deploy it like this. Take missile. But yeah, again, no weapons. I'm gonna have to find some kind of weapons to give these guys. Here he is with Cosmos. Good size. I mean, between the two, yeah, they seem a little small. And again, I'm comparing to the cartoon. And on top of that, I'm comparing them to the cartoon that I haven't watched in quite a long time. At least not any episodes with Powerglide and Cosmos. Hell, I couldn't even tell you if Cosmos was even in the cartoon. I just remember having Powerglide and Cosmos as a kid. I got Powerglide and Cosmos as an adult, and I'm happy. Again, they just look good together. I'm surprised. For some reason, I thought Cosmos, because I haven't picked him up off the shelf for a while, I'm surprised. For some reason, I thought Cosmos was a little smaller. But nope, good size. So again, as much as I don't care for his vehicle mode, the robot mode has grown on me quickly. It's nice and bulky. It's clean for the most part. You can actually see fist on both sides, unlike Bombshell, who has the blasters on the end. Yeah, I'm glad I bought them. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. Scrapnel in his insect form, which oddly enough, smaller robot form, bigger bug form. Weird how Transformers do that.